Hello YouTube and welcome to the Suzuka circuit here for the Japanese Grand Prix. It is qualifying time. 17 minutes remaining here in qualifying and the session just started. We got Raikkonen, Malenko, Leclerc, Albon, Kvyat, Markle, Russell, and Giovinazzi on outlaps now.
Can you go around me, you two? Thank you.
So I believe Kimi Raikkonen is going to be the first driver to set lap time. Right now, Renault needs a good race to get back into the points, and it's not looking like a hot one going into this weekend.
I don't understand the AI. Just fucking go around.
So Raikkonen, Albon, Kvyat on timed laps, Giovinazzi as well, Russell as well, Kubica, Hamilton on out laps, Malenko, Leclerc, Markle trying to come to the start-finish line now.
Trying, I know I'm bad, but I'm not that bad.
Jesus, trying to get to the line. Oh man.
Oh man. You know that's not what I meant.
That low-key hurt my feelings.
You'd probably still be doing better than me if I was out there. So I can't. You shouldn't take an insult from me about your driving.
Sad part is that it was not exactly wrong.
I'm like, one, it's a joke. Two, you're probably still doing better than me. So. Here comes Kimi Raikkonen. Onto the front stretch we go. Raikkonen sets a 1:35.51. 1:30.551. Next, I believe we're getting
Wait, there's only one DRS
Alexander Albon.
Yeah.
A 1:30.
I never. It's always been like that. It's stupid.
And Kvyat with a 1:37.31. Giovinazzi goes third quickest. Russell goes fifth quickest. And we should be joined by times from Hamilton. Markle, Malenko goes fifth quickest, and Leclerc top of the charts, a 1:29.858. Markle top of the charts, a 29.579. Albon third quickest. Raikkonen fourth. Giovinazzi fifth. Malenko sixth. Hamilton top of the charts, a 1:29.150. So it's Hamilton, Markle, Leclerc, Albon, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Malenko, Kvyat, Kubica, Russell. Next up, we'll be joined by Grosjean and Gasly. Also, Norris, Stroll, Sainz on outlaps. Grosjean and Gasly, they're going to be hitting the line in the same vicinity as one another. Yes, Norris, Perez, Stroll, Magnussen, Sainz on outlaps. Right now, it's Hamilton, Markle, Leclerc, your top three. And caution in sector 2.
You're not gonna pass me?
Pierre Gasly, maybe even getting slipstream off of Romain Grosjean. On board Gasly and Grosjean, they'll be hitting the line in succession. Grosjean goes fifth quickest, Gasly second quickest, 4/1000ths faster than Markle. Next we'll get a time out of Sainz and Norris. Then Vettel, Perez, Stroll, Magnussen, Verstappen, and Bottas on outlaps. Norris and Sainz will be getting their times in succession. Then Stroll. So Norris, Sainz, Stroll, Magnussen, Perez, Vettel, Bottas and Verstappen will be the order of lap times. Here comes Norris and Sainz through the chicane. Norris and Sainz, they go 7th and 8th. So it'll be Stroll, Perez, Magnussen, Vettel, Bottas, Verstappen. No, Stroll, Magnussen, Perez, Vettel, Bottas, Verstappen. So here we go, Stroll entering the chicane now. Norris goes 17th quickest. Perez goes 5th quickest. Magnussen went 6th quickest. Sebastian Vettel, he's challenging for the pole. Here we go. Vettel to the start finish line. He's gonna go 2nd quickest. Next, Valtteri Bottas through the chicane. In the Mercedes, Valtteri Bottas coming to the start finish line. Bottas will go 2nd quickest. 2 100ths off of Hamilton, and here comes Max Verstappen. Verstappen goes 3rd quickest. So Hamilton, Bottas make it a Mercedes 1-2 at the moment. Verstappen, Vettel, Gasly, Markle, Leclerc, Perez, Magnussen, Albon, Grosjean, Norris, Sainz, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Malenko, Kubica, Russell, Stroll. Malenko on a timed lap now. And Markle's on an out lap. And Malenko's into the gravel. He's got time to head back to pit lane and try to cool his tires off to get another time in. But it's not looking good for Mal. Malenko trying to get to the pit lane. Markle on a timed lap. So Markle coming through R1, or is it 130R? On his way to the chicane. Markle in the Renault. What kind of lap time will he set? Markle goes 4th quickest. A 1:29.29. Malenko's trying again. He's rather taking on a clear track. So Malenko on his lap, on his way to 130R. It's not looking great for him. He's got no VRS deployment. I think he may just be heading back to the pits. Yeah, there he goes. Get another set of softs on and maybe try again. Raikkonen's on an outlap. Along with Raikkonen, Leclerc is on an outlap.
I don't know what more I could do without pushing too hard and licking.
So here comes Kimi Raikkonen on a timed lap. Malenko, Kvyat, Kubica, and Leclerc.
You wreck again now? Oh, yeah.
So here comes Raikkonen. On his way in to the final sector. He's going up the old start finish straight and on his way to 130R. Raikkonen right now currently sat 14th on a faster lap at the moment by 6/100ths. Kvyat, Kubica on timed laps, Malenko, Leclerc, Markle on outlaps. Raikkonen goes quicker, but does not improve. So, next we'll see times out of Kubica and Kvyat. We'll be joined by Malenko went back to the pit lane, so I think he's going to try once more. Albon on an outlap, Hamilton on an outlap, Markle, Leclerc on timed laps as well. Kubica sat 18th quickest on a track for a slower lap time. And problems for Markle at the end of sector 1. Kubica does not go faster. Kvyat goes 15th quickest. Next we'll get a time out of Leclerc. And then everybody's on an outlap. Hamilton, Vettel, Gasly, Perez, Magnussen, Albon, Grosjean, Norris, Sainz, Giovinazzi, Stroll on outlaps. Bottas on outlap. Vettel. Leclerc, he's not going to go for a faster lap. Leclerc's done. He will not go for a faster lap. Wow. And Magnussen, a 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking. He's blocking right now a Williams. I believe that would be Robert Kubica because Russell's in the pit lane. So wow, Kevin Magnussen. Perez, a 5-place grid penalty. He's right now blocking the Toro Rosso. Wow. That's interesting. So Perez on an out lap. Now trying to get better because at the moment he's got the 8th fastest time, but he's starting 13th with that. See Vettel on a fast lap. We'll see if Bottas can outdo teammate. Hamilton's on an out lap. Got a lot of times here as we come to the close of qualifying. Make sure you watch the left side of your screen for that to update. Malenko will not set a faster time and is right now set 17th fastest. Has potential to fall to 18th. Stroll out there. And Hamilton, a 1:28.884.
Oh, there's two.
So Hamilton with the fastest lap over Bottas, Gasly, Vettel, Verstappen, Markle comes home 6th quickest.
Alright, lap 1. Be nice to me.
So here we go. The Suzuka circuit, not many drivers look forward to. One driver for sure who's looking forward to this race, Lewis Hamilton starting on the pole.
It's a one-stepper, okay.
So here we go. It is a 27 lap race, but before those 27 laps we have the all-famed formation lap. So let's go through the starting lineup. In row 1, it's a Mercedes lockout. Hamilton on pole, Bottas second. In row 2, Pierre Gasly of Red Bull and Sebastian Vettel of Ferrari. Row 3, Max Verstappen of Red Bull and Tyler Markle of Renault. Row 4, Charles Leclerc of Ferrari and Alexander Albon of Toro Rosso. Row 5, Romain Grosjean of Haas and Carlos Sainz of McLaren. Row 6, Lando Norris of McLaren and Sergio Perez of Racing Point. Row 7, Kimi Räikkönen of Alfa Romeo and Lance Stroll of Racing Point. Row 8, Kevin Magnussen of Haas and Antonio Giovinazzi of Alfa Romeo. Row 9, Daniel Kvyat of Toro Rosso and Malenko of Renault. Row 10, Robert Kubica of Williams and George Russell of Williams. Let's see if we can get a word with Malenko before the start of this race. Mal, you had a bad qualifying. You think you can get up there, maybe at least minimize the damage and try to get some points?
Nope.
Well, there you have it, a very confident Malenko.
You bet.
On the other end of the grid, we have Markle right now running 6th. Mark, you got a pretty hefty point gap to the points lead. You think you can try to gain some of those points back with this race, even though points leader Hamilton's on pole?
Even though I don't like the track, I think we can. I think hopefully we can, but Hamilton's up there. He's fast. I slow him.
Well, I'll let you get to it. Drivers
You're
on their
slow
way
here, Marco. Shut the fuck up.
to the start-finish line to grid up.
Well, I mean, god damn. I tried my hardest, and I only got 6. Why was there a Williams already on the grid? Oh, fuck.
So here we go. 27 laps. The drivers, they're gridded up, and it's time to bring the action.
Albon's 8th.
Here we go. The drivers await the 5 red lights. Here we go. 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. Hamilton with a great start, clear of Bottas, but here comes Vettel with a great start on the inside, trying to pull to the inside of Bottas. They're going 3 wide and the 1 behind them. They chop the door. Vettel falls back to 4th. Bottas trying to clear Gasly for 2nd. They're going side by side into the S's. Left, right they go. Gasly, Bottas still side by side. Hamilton's driving away. They fought hard. Bottas out duels Gasly. Vettel now hanging in 4th. Marco up 1 spot from where he started in 5th. Looking at Vettel. Verstappen, Leclerc 6th and 7th. They're in the rest of this queue. Albon in 8th, heading the next queue. This track is a tough one to make overtakes on, but look at Malenko in that Renault. Gets 3 cars in 1 corner. What an overtake from Malenko. He goes from 18th to 14th, and we're only halfway done with the first lap. Back up front, Marco up to the 4th position around Sebastian Vettel. Now he looks to Pierre Gasly. Gasly tailing Valtteri Bottas, and Bottas is 2nd and a half already behind Lewis Hamilton. Marco takes some of the pylons out for good measure later in the race. And Lewis Hamilton sets the fastest lap, a 1:35, 1:33, 1:35. Vettel trying to fend off, Marco trying to fend off Sebastian Vettel. They're going side by side in the 1 and the Renault out in front of the Ferrari. So right now Tyler Markle 4th, heading Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari. Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc, they're still 6th and 7th after the first lap fiasco. They're running nose to tail. Markle trying to set his sights on Pierre Gasly. He closes in on the braking point, but Gasly gets the run on the exit and starting to pull more of a gap on the Renault. Let's check in on teammate Malenko, right now running 13th after starting 18th, up 5 spots more he started, and it's dueling Raikkonen and Stroll behind him. Malenko trying to look at Lando Norris.
How the fuck did you get that run off that corner?
Hamilton sets the fastest lap, a 1:32.847. Vettel on the aggressive, dives to the inside of the Renault. Marco dives back to the inside and around goes the Renault.
He just fucking closes to that. Fuck was that?
Malenko and Raikkonen beating and banging. These cars are not meant for that. Raikkonen goes by for 12. Now the Renault teammates about to go at it for 13th position. Lance Stroll in the middle of it. Stroll, he cuts off Markle. Markle's smart enough to get out of the throttle and keep his car under control.
Definitely fix the AI's cutting off.
Malenko looks to take on the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Räikkönen once more. Even down the old start-finish straight, Räikkönen starting to pull a little bit of a gap. Very marginal, but through 130R. Malenko starts to close. Into the chicane we go. And around goes Lance Stroll in the chicane, and there's a huge pile-up. Lance Stroll falls all the way back to the last car running. Everybody goes through slowly. That really messed up Kevin Magnussen, Daniel Kvyat, Antonio Giovinazzi, Robert Kubica, and George Russell as well. And there's a virtual safety car on the circuit. Again, it was an incident that caused a stack up and caused an interruption to the racing action, but not a dangerous one where they have to send out safety vehicles to go attend to the accident. Everybody's still running, so a virtual safety car just to get the field slow down for a second and somewhat regroup them back to racing. It doesn't totally form up a queue, but it keeps the queue at the same pace they were at. The virtual safety car is over and DRS is back enabled. Malenko dives to the inside of Räikkönen, going wide. Räikkönen makes the undercut. Or the crossover. Malenko able to clear Räikkönen. Up to 12th he goes, but trying to fend off the hungry Alfa Romeo. Kimi Räikkönen, known as the Iceman, always cool, calm, and collected behind the wheel, diving to the inside of the Renault now into 130R. They make contact. Still side by side into the chicane we go. And Malenko in the Renault, he holds on to the 12th position for now. Back up front, it's Ferrari teammates Vettel, Leclerc 4th and 5th. And the battle for second rages on. It's Bottas, Gasly, Mercedes, and Red Bull. Bottas with the extra power on the exits, able to fend off Pierre Gasly for now. Vettel looking to join in on this battle. Leclerc trying to fend off the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. On board of Malenko, he's catching a few cars headed by the racing point of Sergio Perez. Followed behind the Perez is the Haas of Romain Grosjean, the McLaren of Lando Norris. Malenko trying to group together his car to be the 4th car in that queue, in that Renault. Then Räikkönen in the Alfa Romeo, Markle in the Renault. Malenko dives to the inside of Lando Norris. Fighting hard on the inside, gets shoved to the grass, and around goes the Renault in the pit lane. He hits the pit wall. So,
when the AI pushes you off the track and you don't know.
Malenko now looks to put on the softs, has to replace the front wing.
I'm on hard.
The hards. So we'll see how this strategy plays out after being forced to this strategy. Can he go the distance on the hards? It's a 21 lap stint, but they are the most durable tire we've got. Back up front, we're back to 13th. Markle looking to find a way around Kimi Räikkönen, but after Malenko's valiant effort, he's going to get Räikkönen queued up behind Norris, Perez, and Grosjean. The Renault all over the gearbox of the Alfa Romeo. Up the straightaway they go. Räikkönen opens up a little bit of a gap. Perez and Grosjean, they're going toe-to-toe for 9th. Nosatail again through the chicane. Can't go double wide through there, but Markle forces his way to the inside of Räikkönen. He'll clear the Alfa Romeo on the exit. Markle setting his sights on the duel for 10th, Grosjean and Norris. McLaren and Haas. Again, the midfield all grouped together. Racing Point, Toro Rosso headed in 8th. Racing Point represented 9th. Haas 10th. McLaren 11th. Renault 12th. Alfa Romeo 13th. Verstappen, he went from 7th, he's now to 4th, he's ahead of both the Ferrari teammates of Leclerc and Vettel. Mind you that they're going toe-to-toe right now, side by side in the 130R. And Carlos Sainz is there as well. Sainz takes advantage. Leclerc goes back to 7th. Sainz up 4 spots from where he started now. So Vettel trying to fend off Carlos Sainz side by side into 1. Vettel, Leclerc going toe-to-toe for 6th position is the battle everybody's dreamed of. Tyler Markle working his way up the queue, trying to get around Sergio Perez. If he can do so, they're side by side into the next corner. Markle will go to 10th, and into the points he goes, trying to minimize the damage. 1 point for Renault at the moment. Ferrari teammates 6th and 7th still going toe-to-toe.
Ooh, good stuff.
Markle pulls up right against the pit wall down the straightaway, trying to defend against Sergio Perez. So right now, Markle sat in 10th, trying to fend off against Sergio Perez, trying to look at Romain Grosjean, trying to minimize the damage Renault has today. Malenko on a forced alternate strategy on the hards right now, trying to go a 21 lap stint on a hard compound tire. So the Renault right on the gearbox of the Haas through 130R. Gasly to second on Valtteri Bottas. The Red Bull Pierre Gasly to second, but he's 2.7 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton. Marco to the 9th position over Romain Grosjean. And not long clear, but easily cleared Romain Grosjean out of 1. So now Marco sets his sights on Sebastian Vettel, 8th position in front of him. Damage control from Tyler Marco, and a caution in Sector 1. That would be Malenko. He went around at the end of the S's. And you hate to see it. And around he goes again, this time hard into the right side barrier. And he's lost the front wing. Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, Alexander Albon, Sebastian Vettel, Tyler Marco, Romain Grosjean, Sergio Perez, not Kimi Räikkönen into pit lane. Hamilton comes out 7th place. Malenko on damage control, trying to keep the car out of the gravel. And a tough race for Malenko, but it's not impossible to save. He's seen his teammate Tyler Marco come back time and time again from saving a race, even when it looked like it wasn't going to go his way at all. Here comes Malenko to pit lane. Maybe going back to the original strategy that has been played. In the pit lane he goes, replacing the front wing and sets a pair of softs. And here comes Gasly and Bottas to pit lane. Sainz as well. Leclerc. Norris, most likely he's going to have to stay out here, and he may take over the race lead. And Norris staying out. Here he comes. A flyby. And to the race lead goes Lando Norris. Lewis Hamilton to second. Bottas comes out third. Gasly fourth. Verstappen right behind Gasly. Giovinazzi 6th, but he's still got a pit. Sainz comes out 7th. Leclerc 8th. Albon 9th. Marco 10th. Vettel 11th. Grosjean to 12th. Raikkonen 13th. Perez right out in front of Kubica. Wow, that was tight. 14th Perez. 15th Kubica. Kvyat 16th, Magnussen 17th, Stroll 18th, Russell 19th, Malenko 20th. We're still waiting on Lando Norris, Robert Kubica, and Antonio Giovinazzi to pit. When they pit and cycle out, most of the field, well, Hamilton to Verstappen will gain 1 spot. Sainz to about Markle will gain 2 spots. Here comes Lando Norris to the pit lane. He's gonna give the lead back to Lewis Hamilton. 2 lap older mediums. Bottas the second. He can see Hamilton. Gasly third. Verstappen fourth. Norris, he puts on a set of mediums. Sainz goes to 5th. Giovinazzi into the pit lane as well. And let's Leclerc 6th. Norris 7th. Albon to 8th. Markle to 9th. Racing Lando Norris on the pit exit. He will get around Norris for 8th. So now Vettel back in 10th. This is an astonishing drive right now for Vettel in 10th position. This is not where we're used to see him running. And that's where he is now. So Kubica comes out 19th. So Hamilton, he has a 2.3 second lead over Valtteri Bottas, and Bottas has a lap fresher tires than Lewis Hamilton. They're going to the end, but do the lap fresher tires matter closer to the end? Can Bottas be on damage control, try to maintain the gap, and then try to gain later in the stint? Only thing is, both of their tires will be old, used, and abused. Max Verstappen with the fastest lap, a 1:32.314 for Verstappen. I just realized we got a trade of cars. Bottas, Gasly, and Verstappen nose to tail through VS's. Comes Norris on 2 lap fresher tires on Tyler Markle. And Malenko has retired from the session, and around goes Markle.
Dude, what the fuck?
Double trouble for Renault at the exact same time, and hard hit for Markle. The 5-second penalty for Markle with Grosjean
My fault.
hitting Markle. A caution in Sector 2 for Malenko. Never even got to see that incident. So Malenko was 13 points out from points leader Lewis Hamilton. At the moment, it's looking like he will be 37 after this race. Markle, now he's really on damage control, 15th position, has a damaged front end and has used his tires a little bit more than most with that spin. So, on some of the oldest tires in the field, granted it's not much, it's 2 lap older tires, but it's gone for a spin, has front end damage, right now 15th position, and he entered this race 27 points behind points leader Lewis Hamilton. It's not looking good for him. But we've seen him come back time and time again when everything looked terrible. He wasn't going to salvage any result. Grosjean to the pit lane, by the way. I'm assuming to repair a front wing. Right now, Markle, 14th position. He has 3 cars in front of him. But you see, Markle really has to let off the gas through the center of the corners to not go off the racetrack on the exit. Oh, and into the gravel, Markle goes. He collects Kevin Magnussen. Right now, Markle not making any friends at the Haas camp. So I see Markle trying to defend the 14th position. Magnuson to his inside into 130R. Markle goes really wide. Magnuson hits the brakes. And they're going side by side again. Magnuson does get around Markle. Markle gets passed by Stroll, and there goes Markle really wide, trying to stay out of the gravel. No front wing, or a damaged front wing will do that to you. You see Markle really struggling. All over the curves and hard into the water. That's it. It's over. And Lewis Hamilton has won. It is a 37-point lead he has over Malenko. And even more over Markle.
Oh, Jesus. That's up to
Markle's
you guys.
now 52 points behind Lewis Hamilton.
If you can do another Emerson, sure. If you can't right now, don't worry about it. I don't know if Malenko wants to.
I want to gamble my life away.
GTA.
I don't blame you.
I want to see what the next race is anyways for next time.
Alright, so Lewis Hamilton wins, Valtteri Bottas second, Max Verstappen third. You
No
only got to
interviews
see...
today.
Both Renault drivers have declined interviews, and we see Malenko being pictured going into a Japanese casino. That can only mean bad news. Next week we will be at Russia.
I'm fifth. Okay, Russia I like.
So Hamilton with a 28 point lead over Charles Leclerc, a 29 point lead over Malenko.
So shit.
Point lead over Verstappen and a 48 point lead over Markle. There's looking. I'm still shocked that Sebastian Vettel is running 8th in points at the moment, 3 points behind Valtteri Bottas. But yeah, I can all I can say is that these drivers, they are not happy. The Renault drivers.
I don't understand.
So we'll see you next time at
They
Russia.
just you the fuck off.